Banders is out of control.
Well, this is going to be a spicy one, but I do have to stick with my prediction. I think despite Nico, despite Hunter waking up on this map, I think NIP are going to have what it takes to counter them, and the fact that they get to start on the T side as well, I think bodes very well here for the Ninjas. Nico, though, there he is, shows up, takes out Hampus, and they know that Hampus, when he's alone like that, he is on the lurk. The rest of them are deathballing somewhere on the map, and it's looking like they're going to run right into the firing squad. G2 were ready for this. Impeccable work.
That opening kill from Nico left him alone on long when there were otherwise two people there. Going up cat. Might not work out for Ninjas in Pyjamas in this pistol round. They're actually, their Twitter team are writing memes about how they're just sucking at pistols. They're losing a lot of them.
They are.
And Device, he's going to take out the flanker, let's say. Jax is not going to be expecting.
What was the meme?
Oh, just that they just, like, let's win this pistol round, guys. Lose the pistol, essentially.
What? But hold on, is this G2?
NIP.
Okay, NIP, I was about to say.
1 versus 2 now. 50 seconds left for Device to ace the pistol. He's taken out the trade fraggers and the lurkers and the rotators and so on. Nico has heard him. Does he peek before Device gets around the corner? Yes! And stops the rot. G2 will claim the pistol round.
Yes. I'm curious to see what the pistol win statistics are going to look like for G2 after this one, because they have nearly 70% win rate on pistols. So I was going to say, man, that's a little... Usually G2 social media are pretty on point, but that would be a bit of a stretch if they were making fun of their pistols. But, yeah, well, there we go. However, G2's second rounds are utterly horrible. It's a coin toss as to whether or not G2 will win this round, 50-50. So,
oh my god.
Boom. That's a good way to start it.
Pre-Watershed. It's not even 3 PM here in LA.
Oh, there's another one. There we go, buddy. Amanek warmed up. Finally getting to off a bit here on the CT side. Can cut himself loose. Well, scout, but still. Let's say snipe.
Hey man, these are some of the most satisfying frags to swing around with the scout and just blast people in the face. There goes Rez as well. I want to see an ace. Show me an ace!
That's 3.
Oh, god damn it.
Hunter's going to deny you, but that's 3 kills with a scout in mid from Amanek. What a nutter. And now Hunter's got an AK as well, just letting Plopsky know. He was kind enough to let Plopsky know. Plopsky's got the bomb at least. He's got that going for him, all right? But all of his teammates are dead. And Nexus pushed up very close, and Nexus is going to have the shadow warning if Plopsky pushes in here. Yep, easiest kill of Nexus' life. He sees the shadow before he even sees the player model.
Nothing but headshots.
Yeah, that was spicy. And G2 may be just trying to set the tone here.
Oh, man. Oh, my days.
That was so sick.
So clean. All wall bangs.
The scout, man. It's just, it's the Ferrari peaks.
Do you remember the metal doors?
Once upon a time.
Glad they're not a thing anymore.
No, and, well, you want to be able to put some shots through. It's fun. Next up, holding on the line here. This is pretty much a hard eco coming in here from NIP, so we should expect a fairly quick one from them. The game right now is to avoid Nico. Die to anything else on the map but the MP9, if you're NIP. So if you find a rifle, just run at a rifle. That's fine. If you find the scout, run at the scout. If you find Nico, run the other way.
Hunter has a challenge. He has a side quest towards the middle doors, but it seems he will avoid it to some degree. Crab walking into an off angle. Not quite the door, not quite the window. Let's see what he has to offer this edge forward from the Ninjas. There we go, resetting the angles now. Side quest achieved. Some XP has been gained by Hunter in the third round here on Dust2. This is not too shabby a start on the CT side already. 3 from 3, very few rounds on the board, yes. However, CT sides can be a real struggle. So it is a little cushion, an element of comfort for G2 to start with a 3-0. Device will be putting out the AWP. The scout persists in the hands of Amanek, and we know that could be a problem. We'll see if he peeks ahead of this smoke. Looking over the top for now. Not challenged just yet. We'll see what the makeup of this round is. Nico very close on A doors, jumping past, seeing what's going on. And now they know Device has an AWP. Next will remain by the doors. Some rotation spotted in T-spawn. Like that flashbang to take the short angle away if anybody's holding it. There is a flash back from Armanek with the scout. Meanwhile, Nexa could be in trouble. NiKo has one flashbang, but there's no time to throw because down Nexa goes. Long's been taken, and NIP already have short. G2 are very out of position here.
Jackson Hunter about to figure that out as well.
Oh, man.
That kill on NiKo is going to be brilliant. That is the last line of defense here on this A site. Armanek in mid can, you know, scope all he wants. He's not going to see through that smoke. Jack's on a flank into T-spawn, and Hunter holding on to B site. I think at this point you just kind of back off if you're G2 and save your guns. We saw this from NiP against Big as well. They had a very clean A take from Long. NIP, they've shown that they are very capable on this map. But that's some very clean A long takes and rounds there. Even though that was a bit of a disaster against Big for NIP, fair enough. They still fought back on their T side and got a few rounds on the board. But the main thing to take away here is that they won 16-12 against G2 the last time these two teams faced on this map. And that was this tournament. So we're getting the rematch right now. 5 days ago. So enough time to start making some adjustments. But again, these guys have not really had that much time. I mean, they've been just kind of gaming every day. It has been a long tournament. A marathon, more than a sprint. But now we are here, and this is potentially the last map of either of these teams' tournament so far. This is it. Who's going to make it to the grand finals to face off against Mousesports?
Smoke for the corner wall, I do believe, and the flashbang to boots. Armanek will fire off a shot, but he's forced back. They'll be comfortable enough behind that smoke to make it towards the site G2, as opposed to the ramp towards CT spawn. Jax with a wild swing. You could see the urgency in that push as well. He had Hunter on the bomb site just in case, but risks were taken, and they paid off on this occasion.
Interesting that it wasn't Hampus off on the lurk like that. I mean, he will put ZCR out on the edges alone. Hampus tends to trust the ZCR's judgment. Keep in mind, they were kind of co-leaders of the team for a while there. A couple of maps that ZCR was calling on. But Hampus now, going into this tournament, they announced that he is now once again the sole in-game leader for the team. It just made things easier, just happened naturally. And that kind of makes sense. But he will be able to trust ZCR on his own in those kinds of situations. So having ZCR on the flank like that doesn't hit the shot, but he gets the info. Now Hampus is over here clearing out Dark again. Not going to find him on short. In the meantime, the push is going up long.
Surprised by that car position. We have trouble now behind that smoke. Hold on a second, Nexus here to help. How does Rez get onto the side to plant this bomb? He's got 30 seconds, and perhaps Device is the answer. He could be shot through this glass, but now no one's got the angle. AWP supremacy. How about that for a flank? Hampus moving through the B bomb site as it's planted on A. There were players in CT spawn, but they are there no longer. All three on the short position now. It'll take longer for Hampus to be a part of this round. Grenades deployed. You can see Rez now can change his elevation and choose his engagements to some degree. Device checking long just as they start creeping towards the site, and Nexus finds himself on an island. 1v1 now with Device. I think he landed a headshot there, but Device landed a more fatal shot, allowing a second round for the Ninjas and draining the money of G2.
Quad kill for Device in that round. And yeah, once you run out of flash grenades and Device is in that position, you are done. That's it. That's the round. Because you need to be able to force him off of this angle. We see it time and time again. I mean, you see it. This is essentially the main spot for CT side hoppers. And you need flashes to force them back, mollies to force them back. Well, without that there, I mean, Device, him losing the round would have been the disaster. G2 electing to go for a half buy this round. Essentially a route of eco here.
Sort of bait to pull the crosshair away from Device. He did get tagged, but to no avail, it seems. Instant trade. No AK-47 for you, NiKo, says ZTR. ZTR seems to be the hype man for Ninjas in Pyjamas, the Flavor Flav.
He really does he does pop off a lot.
Yeah.
It always makes me wonder, though, when there's that much emotion getting shown in those kinds of moments, you know, when the lows, you know, the lows also, do the lows match that? You know, that's what's dangerous about getting too hype, is that when things start to go against you, you may really feel those emotions a bit more as well, which is, I mean, most of the great teams, I mean, it's actually really uncharacteristic for a Swede and a Swedish team to be showing that much emotion. I mean, think back to Fnatic and whatnot. I mean, those guys hardly ever showed anything at all. They were robots. They just murdered everybody. And that was a bit more of the Swedish style. I mean, Get Right, I guess, would be the one to come to mind, right? The other guy who really popped off for the Swedes.
Yeah, long-storied player. I guess, like, Fnatic were more personality in the server. True.
JW, for example.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool to see. I mean, he's the new generation, 17 years old. Brought up from the NIP talent pool, the young NIP team, as well as ZTR. He's definitely getting better and better as time goes on, which is essentially the gambit that NIP have made with him. They decided this is going to be a long-haul kind of play.
Young Pajama people. 4-man take of Long by Ninjas in Pyjamas, and next up has to fall back. Ye of little choice. See Armanek looking to contest the short position. Nexa is here as well. Again, Long having been claimed so easily by Ninjas in Pyjamas. G2 have to hold on to short. They made this mistake already. You can see Jax is in CT spawn. SNIP continue to pursue from Long, actually. Oh, the false sense of security. Hampers could find two. Indeed, he does. The timing from Ninjas in Pyjamas, expecting the split, suggested they're all on Long, and Hampers just emerges. That leaves Jax and Nico versus 3 AK-47s. Jax with possession of Long with a silenced M4. That's quite a meaty HE grenade, and there's one more where that came from. Rez repositioning, however, avoiding the second one. And they need to be given something. Hold on a second. Suddenly it turns around, and Plopsky's alone, looking over the smoke, but he can't track just yet. Nico's here as well. This is going to get worse and worse. Plopsky wants his smoke on. He's in so much trouble. Running low on, but he's got 2 bullets left, and he manages to escape now. And Jonas is on Nico. He has a molly, but no defuse kit. Plopsky does to go ahead of it, loses a duel, but is there time to defuse this bomb? I think he's got it.
No.
Oh, I think he has just about, but maybe he doesn't.
Dude.
Ooh. That was a crucial one.
That's, you hold your breath the entire way on that one, man. There's a pucker factor on that round, and that was definitely close for G2. Well played, Nico, keeping his cool, but Hampus surprised at G2, really surprised at G2 with that info push from Jax. All through T-spawn, all through Upper Dark, all through T-spawn. I mean, this isn't the first time that NIP have run this round against G2, even in this half. So for G2 to get caught so completely off guard by Hampus pushing short like that is a bit surprising. So Nico, fortunately for them, was good enough to pull their bacon out of the fire, but that was way too close for G2, and so G2 are going to have to make these adjustments here. Start taking into account that there is a stylistic approach from NIP, and that is to have Hampus on his own and the rest of the team grouped up.
An MP9 on Dust2. Not the easiest challenge for Nexa, as you can see on your screens now. No AWP for G2. Device, though, wields the sniper rifle. And they look to reset G2. That was such an expensive round.
No, I was just wondering now, you know, it's like, did ZTR pop off that round? Questions abound. Flashes out through Long again. And Hampus taking points, but this is, look at this aggression up mid. This is incredible. Amanek, Nico, all the way up at top mid already.
Yeah, this may be the right response from G2. I can't imagine NIP are looking for a flank with this kind of timing. Jax by those middle doors now, and maybe that will spur them on, but how fast will this flank come? Nico and Armanek looking to breach the doors. Device could be a free kill for them. Posting up around the smoke grenade in the meantime. That flank's on the way. Is anyone checking for it? Device now realizing it, but all too late as they get cut to pieces on Long. The play is the right one for G2. They survive with 4. Nobody getting the AWP there. That may have been an error. Either way, it's 5 rounds for the G2 on their CT side, which is a good start. 5 rounds from 8 on the CT side. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. And more importantly, right now, NIP have got to feel like G2 are just burrowing into their brains. This is a question of whether or not Nexa is in your head right now. for Hampus because they're these aggressive pushes from G2. I mean, I think right now what G2 are adjusting to is that NiP aren't doing default kind of rounds where they're having people spread out. And if there is some kind of spread, it's just the one guy on the other side of the map. And so if you can find and kill him, you're feeling pretty good about yourself.
Airstrikes on the way to blue. Double pick from Ninjas in Pyjamas. And somehow they've got a 4 versus 2 from this exchange. Look at those X's on the radar. All the bodies lying next to each other. Line them up, zip them up. Hunter and Jax remain separated. Jax, the information man, as is Device. One of these players is about to be lost, that's for sure. Heading towards each other, just about winning that duel. Now Hunter's got so much to do, emerging from long, but he's walking into 3 players. Some of them are heavily tagged, however, and he cuts down 2 immediately. The bomb racing away now.
Is he close enough to hear those footsteps? Yes, he is.
Yes,
he is. Hunter. He's got a long way ahead of them. Ahead of him, though. But he doesn't have to worry about the flank from Device. He is going to be able to get right into this. He's going to be able to get in here so quickly. This is incredible, Bardolph. This turn of speed, do they expect him to be behind him this early? Plopsky with the molly already. So yeah, that makes you think that he is going to be thinking about it. And Hunter, no fear! What a play! No fear at all, and he had the angle.
But he didn't have the kill. And that spells disaster for G2 as their money runs too low for a full buy. And that gives NIP a window to some more rounds on the T side of Dust2. We had 2 rounds for G2 of late, and NIP are back to winning ways again with a good chance to string things together. So let's see, they've got reasonable spawns towards long. We've got the smoke on the corner again, and there'll be the flashbangs by the palm tree over the top. Allows them to fight without getting flashed by their teammates, and there isn't much for G2 to fight with. They've got 4 players on the B bomb site. The long take immediately from NIP will prompt G2 to push through B tunnels, but Device will see this. You'll see Jax at the very least, sees a lot more now, and that can mean a fast forward from NIP towards the A bomb site.
Eventually he goes down. You get enough bodies thrown at him. Eventually somebody's going to hit that 1 dig. They do manage to get that bomb planted at NIP, and this is a great stabilization coming in from the Ninjas. It was looking a little dicey there with those back-to-back rounds, the 2 rounds in a row that were pretty good for G2 with the aggression. NiP have found the answer, though. That is to just plow through the defense even faster. Don't even worry about those flanks. And so now, while Nico manages to sneak an AK away, he's going to be posted up, over here on the B site, just making sure that he's on the opposite side of the map so that he can hold on to this gun. And NIP now sitting pretty, Bardolph. They're going to tie it up here.
G2 not far away from their next buy, however. But we'll see what they have in terms of utility as well. That'll be important. And if they can make the right decisions, it's been key for G2 to play against the timing of Ninjas in Pyjamas, these slow rounds on the T side. Often with a gap for G2 to fill and turn into a flank. See the buy coming out now. Jax will have full grenades, but what of the others?
Well, the last time these 2 teams played on this map, NiP only got 5 rounds on their T side. And that was against a Hunter and a Nico who are pretty much dormant. This time around, Hunter topping the scoreboard for G2. So it's not a complete repeat. Nico hasn't quite caught up to his cousin, though, so we'll see if that shakes up. But we're lacking a little firepower on Ninja's side as well. Plopsky and ZTR not really having too much action go their way. So now this is going to be the turning point. Can G2 establish the lockdown on this CT side and win out the rest of the half? We're finally going to get some B action here for NIP. This is some good patient play, but G2, dude, they are so ready for this. 3 players alive on B right now for G2, and this is going to be the slow lurk from NIP. Pre-fire, nice shot through the box, that's it. Go time!
Well, there's 2 for Jax immediately. Plopsky to trade now, and Device follows up with the Glock. 3 versus 2, Hampus on the A-bomb site looking for any lurkers, any stragglers, as I'm sure he will rotate a little later on. Bomb planted now, and we'll see what G2 choose to do with what remains of their CT side in this round. Nexa and Armanek. Not much for them to offer, really. Outmaneuvered and outfragged
Out-fragged is the important one.
It's nice to see an AWP go from angle to angle there. See how Device chooses to clear the positions. Ready for the flick. Very smooth with the mouse as he moves through those positions as well. Very smooth and consistent. No races.
I like how just we're getting these kind of scrimmy approach thrown in as well from NIP, where they just go and lurk their way onto a site as a group. And so you're just trying to maintain that element of surprise as long as possible and then explode. As soon as they know you're there, boom, everybody runs out. And you see just how quickly they overwhelm this defense. There were 3 players for G2 on this bomb site. That should be a worst case scenario for NIP. And yet because they're just so grouped up, the spacing is so good, they can just blast through onto the site and just trade each other so quickly. NIP just can't, or yeah, G2 can't get a grip on the situation. So the style right now, the death ball approach for NIP is working very well. 6 rounds on the board now for NIP. See, they've already done better than last time.
Marvelous. Now we see that G2 can't really pick up too much around these saved weapons. Double Deagle and a P250 is what they have to offer. And sometimes that can be enough. We can see that a B bomb site has been abandoned by G2. Device creeping through the... Oh, there we go. And it begins. Now, Device will feel very exposed between short and mid, trying to isolate some fights and maybe pick somebody off in this mid area.
Well, Nico's in his favorite spot on the map right now, so you have to clear this if you're NIP. You have to clear Nico close doors. He saw him too. Device saw him close.
Oh, but Harmonek's gone beyond this Molotov, and ZTR is ready for it. Well, the crisis has been averted for now, but there are more players to deal with. Next are looking for a multi-frag, spots the bomb. Hunter, though, what can he do really here? 1 versus 3 with P250. Hampus has the angle, was creeping up long all the time. And that's the 4th round in a row for the Ninjas.
Brilliant work. Utterly brilliant so far. This has worked out wonderfully, and that is also just a hard counter on the trap that G2 tried to set. But again, G2 now, they need to start winning a couple of rounds in a row to just get some money so they can afford the full nades. They can afford to play a bit more aggressively here.
I feel like G2 are considering a second AWP. They have taken a tactical timeout. Jax has 54-50, and I imagine he would be dropping an AWP for somebody else, which means he wouldn't have much in the name of grenades. Let's have a look. No, it will just be the 1 sniper rifle and some utility and an AUG as well. So the buy is here for G2, looking for a 6th round. And again, you can see how important it is to win that pistol, as I mentioned earlier. It just gives you some padding when the CT side can often be very difficult. Outside of the pistol, they've really got 2 rounds here. So that is very much worth noting. But let's see what else they can get. 3 rounds remain in this first half. 13, 14, and 15, of course. Hampus making a fast play towards that short position. Almost getting caught by Harmonek. A meeting of the minds, perhaps. Lining up the smoke grenade for the B doors, in fact. Oh, boy. And there's a dry peek beforehand as well. Hunter's got so much to do with the AUG. You can see Plopsky hopping up, one by the car as well. Falling into his crosshairs, shutting down the B bomb site. What a turnaround.
There you go, and that's what needs to happen. Although Device is going to be able to rotate in here quickly. Counter smoke. Needed to hit that shot. Doesn't get the follow-up. There was a world where he hits that shot. Fractions of a second off. Nico gets the kill first, but Device had the lineup. That comes down to milliseconds there, yes. Bardolph.
That was an explosive round. And an important one for G2.
Utterly.
Have a look at this. Into the crosshair he goes. And then the 3rd kill as well. Very strong hold from Hunter.
It's kind of star power that you need there on G2 to be waking up, though. Hunter needed to get a big round in. Are we going to get a rinse repeat? I think so. What a play. What a call from NIP.
Oh, that may put a stop to things. A deep HE behind the smoke as well.
That would have been so sick. They would have, I mean, G2 would have just lost their minds had that been a quick B play, and it's looking like it's going to be a B split. They may catch Harmonek on the wrong side of this smoke.
My God. Oh, they're all lining up grenades. He's got a chance for a more than 1 kill here. There's the first one, falling back beyond the flames. Quickscope was almost on, and they head towards that B bomb site. Jax has no idea, and down he goes. He's the only man there. He's the only man there. Nico boosted up, though. Hampus looking for something. He's got sound cues in CT spawn. We can see one player making his way down, completely blind is Hampus. Now it is a man advantage. Now the green light has been activated. They got to go for this now, G2.
There's still so many nades to deal with, though, from NIP. Still a smoke on Rez. He's going to be able to throw that in. Decides to use it to block the doors off once again. However, that is not going to be the pain point. It's going to be upper dark here in a moment where the action is going to go down.
Nice shot from Device. You can see as he crouches, he just moves left and right. Explain that in a second. They're just running to their doom now, G2. I don't think Armanic's going to get on the bomb in time, and he does run away after all. So because he's repeatedly crouching in the same position, there's actually, by design, the game makes your crouches slower if you're static to stop people abusing headshot glitches. So you have to strafe a little bit left and right to keep that function reset.
You can literally go and test that right now.
Yep.
Crouch, crouch, crouch. You guys know what he's talking about.
It's really annoying. I hate it.
Yeah, well, countermeasures had to be taken. We're in the 15th round, Bardolph. 8-6, and NIP have done a fantastic job of regaining control of the situation. It was looking a little dicey. And the last time that they faced, G2 came out ahead on the CT side of Dust2. This time around, it's NIP in the lead. Looking very good, and after hitting A so often at the beginning of this half, they have now fully shifted their attention over towards the B site. Jackson Hunter ready to greet them this time, however, so there are 2 players on the B site ready to go. Hampus going through the motions, though.
All right, let's see this angle clearing again from Device. His teammates will hold his left side. Oh, did he spot Hunter by double stack? I don't think he did, but surely he was seen. My God, that's a lot of damage. Jax with the FAMAS looking away from the flashes, looking for 2, he finds it. He could fall off this as well. Hunter and Nico are dropped, falling down now, but he's got no position to really reload. He's got 8 bullets, and maybe that will have to be enough. He is buying time for the reload simply by being alive. Dead now, of course.
Buying time for the rotate as well. Amanek is only just now getting into upper dark, but that was very quick through T-spawn all the way over. And Nexa's waiting on the other side of the wall.
He can do a jump throw Molotov, Nexa, to clear the position immediately below the window. That could certainly help him. But he'll go for big box instead. And there's Armanek creeping through the smoke, but he has been dealt with. Nexa's got to get his skates on now. No defuse kit, waiting for the smoke. 1 versus 3. He could get some kills from this, but how likely is he to get the round at this pace? Not very likely at all. Device by the car position. 1 more to find, but I think it's purely for the stats at this point. Rez in the corner, and he's done his job. All the kills for Nexa, but not the round. It will be 9 rounds for Ninjas in Pyjamas, but a noble 6 from G2 on their CT side. Who takes this deciding map? Find out after the break. G2 takes 6 rounds from the CT side. I think that's good. It may be good enough. We shall see. A back and forth affair. Trading maps, trading picks. This is the final one. Nico with a Glock. Why doesn't he have a P250 to duel here? Every time someone does that, they never have a P250. It's always a Glock.
Just spotting. Info, 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 info.
Well, here's some info for the team. Super Mario Brothers into the B bomb site. Device very patient with that shot. And he'll do even better than that. Some help from Hampus as well. Shut it down. NIP take the 10th round. Their 10th round, rather. And there's a pop-off from ZTR. How patient was Device? He was just watching that guy staring at the wall.
Yeah, he did not rush things at all. Maximum element of surprise from Device there. And G2 just got read like a... Well, you want to say they got read like a book, but that is a very quick rotation as well from NIP. They really were just prepared to hit that B site, and it worked wonderfully for them. G2, unfortunately for them, they tried to go for a decisive round and just did not pan out. So now we get a force buy from G2. They are not going to take this lying down. Normally, you get a bomb. You don't get a bomb plant like that. You may go for a hard eco so you can get rifles in the next round. But G2 do not want to let NIP get too far ahead. They want to make a statement here. Winning this round would really set things out of whack for NIP. 3 SMGs, an AUG, and a FAMAS, though, for NIP, though. So they are very well equipped, and they are ready to dance. Device with that AUG as well is going to be a real nuisance.
I feel like getting 3 kills as a team who won the pistol without losing too many players is what's been proving difficult. Hampus, the point of no return. He needs to, but there we go. The trade is immediate. That leaves ZTR in a horrible position. And if he dies and the bomb site's lost, he can play around the smokes though. Try and keep Nico outside the window. And now he hides in plain sight in these smokes. ZTR buying so much time. How on earth is he still alive? Hunter with the knife out. In the smoke he goes. This is turning into complete madness. Armanek stuck in a tunnel. Down he goes. Despite all of that, 4 players survived for Ninjas in Pyjamas. That is a statistical anomaly.
He survives that round with 2 health. 2 health. What is this Ring Around the Rosies game they're playing on the B site? It's a game of duck, duck, goose. Hunter got plucked.
Oh, that's not comfortable. I can't believe G2 only got 1 kill from that. My God. Smoke grenades and Dust2. That was very well done by ZTR to stay alive in that situation. And crucial as well, because I feel like if they take the bomb site there, G2, there's a reasonable chance Ninjas in Pyjamas lose that round.
Yes, 100%. You had 3 players on A for NIP. Nowhere near on the rotate because that CT smoke. It was just a brutal. That would have been utterly disastrous for NIP.
Yeah, and I think that's a really key round as well because, again, it puts NIP in a strong position to start the buy rounds 12-6. Whereas it could be a completely different scenario had that gone the way of G2. But here we are. Hampus now looking for some bonus money. Might not want to re-pick that one again. 24 HP, had his bell rung. Drops the Molotov as it would make sense for them to hunt him. Threatening to slip away. Oh, high explosive grenades are not going to go close enough. I kind of always want them to land indiscriminately. I just want to see massive damage, chunks, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Fighting games, I play the big boys, Zangief, pile drivers, maximum impact.
Sadly for you, NIP, that is one of the things that they're not the best at is utility damage. They are actually one of the lowest in the tournament in terms of utility damage.
So they can become even more dangerous.
Yeah, there's room. They're second lowest in the tournament in terms of utility damage. 16.6.
Palm tree flash. The palm tree flash. Throw the flashbang behind the palm tree. They can't see it, but it will blind them. Left and right click. Walk backwards a little bit. It'll go pretty much directly up. Then you can swing with it. There is the flash. Has a little look. Got some support flashes from Popsky as well. Oh my God, the one dig though from Jax. That may open him up to a bomb plant, but Popsky may have something to say about it. Sees the need. Didn't realize Nex would be exposed there. The flash from ZTR allows him to open things up on the site and stop the bleeding. The band-aids are out.
Brilliant work. Their flashes, though, are actually really good on Nip's side.
Yeah.
So utility damage is worthless, but their flashes are actually right up there with the best teams. So ZCR, case in point. Beautiful flash, sets Plopsky up, and they retake the site without any pain. Yeah, I suppose the issue is that G2 now, they really have money for everything that they want this round. So that bonus 800 from the bomb plant is going to make a difference, but now they've got the long road ahead of them here, G2. Pressure is on to take down the ninjas. It's time to put the ninjas wearing pajamas to bed.
Yeah, this is a must-win round for G2. It really is. If they get wrecked here, they are F, especially if they don't plant the bomb. We have a very strong take of long from Ninjas in Pyjamas. Very strong take. 3-man investment. They know it's clear. They've got mollies in the long position, and G2 may look for a fast play towards B because of this. Hampus now, he will head to an island alone. As he got support from ZTR, there's a flashbang to no avail though. He'll be checked for. Jax is falling. Oh my god. Oh, what? ZTR as well with the third one. I can't believe this. They were in such a bad spot. Hunter now with a 2K. They've got to force their way back into this, and that's one way to do it. A flick from Armanek, and suddenly it's a 2 versus 2. What a turnaround. G2 are forcing their way back into this one.
What a beautiful shot from Armanek. What a hero. That was wonderful. That was the $1 million kill right there that opens all of this up for G2. Now this is a very difficult situation. Flash over the top. We're going to get some help here. Device setting it up for Plopsky. Plopsky's got a molly going on as well. But here we go. Retake attempt. It was brief.
I think his molly was touching him somehow, which maybe made him a bit nervous. Hunter does not need to peek. So what does Device choose to do? This was a 2 versus 5, wasn't it?
No, yes, it was.
He had 3 kills on the outside. Hampus and ZTR. He doesn't need to. Hunter can stay there. If it's a default plant, he will survive in that position. Got to know your bomb plants.
Device. That's wild that he goes for that peek afterwards. Being proactive at least, but yes, this was Hampus and ZTR doing.
He's got a FAMAS!
Just shutting that down. But then ZTR, this is the time where ZTR dying, I think, actually really hurts him. Could have just tried to play passive from the side at that point, but the peak for info is exactly what G2 needed. That was the window of opportunity for them to get the ball rolling, and from there they just spin it out completely. So unfortunate turn of events, and this time around Nip are calling the long take. They are going to be hard countered. This is all over the place, Bartle.
Oh, this is going to be a big one. Plopsky in the smoke of a Desert Eagle. Device on the way as well. Hampus holding down a short position, but Hunter will chase. Hampus just around the corner. The flashbang's gone the wrong way, and that stunts the growth there for G2 in a short position. Still fighting on long as well. There's an enormous battle here. ZTR, the only man who's not over towards the A bomb sites at present. Plopsky with the deagle now, and there's Rez with a ding and a dong, leaving Hunter and Armanek alone in short. Maybe they'd be further up if the flash didn't hit the wall. Who knows? Either way, it's another 2 versus 5 for Armanek and Hunter. And this one I feel like is going to be more difficult. ZTR still, despite all of this, in the B bomb sites, and that may be key. 1 minute on the clock. Did G2 even make a play here? Can they afford to lose everything? It doesn't look like it, but Armanek's looking to see what he can find. ZTR elevating his position. That looked on as well, but maybe he hits a wall. And this may be a long round. My God, if G2 were to lose everything here.
It would not bode well for their prospects in the rest of this half. That is certainly true. But it's looking like we're going to get that split onto B here in a moment. Armanek taking his time with it. He has caught ZTR in the past here. Can you get this jiggle peek? ZTR, though, playing very passively, really forcing Armanek to commit himself to the bomb site.
Is Device holding the cross for him?
No.
No, he's not. He was in a different position earlier, but I think he may have been previously. 6 seconds and he falls back. Yeah, I think he was posted up here on the radar.
Counter-terrorists win.
I mean, I think this actually has to happen here for G2. Armanek can drop an AK for Nexa if he wants and just be light on the nades. You can try and stretch your money right now if you're G2. But if you were going to take a timeout, now would be the time to take a timeout if you're G2. Now would really be the time to take a timeout. Timeout? Tactical? Tactical timeout? No. All right, no timeout. This is it. if they lose this round, G2, NiP are just primed to take this series and go to the finals.
Well, Jax has made his way out with a Mac 10. Hold on a second. Plofsky's still just around with a Desert Eagle firing off. He has got an AK as well, though. And they realize that Jax is in the pits. And down he goes, Plofsky with the Deagle. Just trolling at this point. In the meantime, there's an execute into the B bomb site. And once again, well, no, actually, this time G2 will take the bomb site. 3 versus 3. There's a weapon for Nexa to collect. It's an AUG as well, and we know that the AUG shreds. There's an incendiary for Device. It goes below the window once again. Very key for the retake. Great shot onto Armanek as well. Very fast from Device. Extremely lethal sniper. Nexa and Nico in a 2 versus 3. Looking for lurkers, but both players are on the site now. All 3 NIP players with kits. The grenades keep streaming in. And here comes a swing, a wide swing from Plofsky, and now Nexus in a 1 versus 2. Device with 1 HP will trade. Got to get in that bomb quickly. Got to collect a defuse kit as well, I think, maybe. Either way, it is going to be 14 rounds for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Double the score of G2 in the final map.
Just pulling ahead. Shutting it down. Jax did the best he could in that situation. This was really just a G2, you know, they needed to win this out at this point. But that kill right there on Amanek, I think, is the huge turning point where him missing the shot on Device. The fact that Device hits that shot is ludicrous.
No scope.
Because Amanek is holding that angle the entire time. But Jax, man, he did the best he could, just drawing the attention, as much attention to himself at long as possible while his teammates hit B. I mean, it was really just the perfect bait and switch. And yet, it wasn't enough for G2.
That bomb plant is crucial for G2. The situation is not ideal, but they can all buy an AK at the very least, unless they want grenades. And there will be some grenades pulled out, so we'll see an appearance from Niyod Galil.
Pressure's on. Just enough for the AWP. And so now let's see here at 14-7. NiP had an accurate read last round, putting the, yeah, they're going 4A again. No, okay, catwalk, fast cat from NIP.
3 players make their way towards the tunnels. That short smoke actually gives some cover for the Ninjas in Pyjamas. And they'll make their way up towards top mid. Oh, does he see? Oh, he hasn't seen Nexa Plofsky. Oh, surely! Is that a resolution thing? I don't know. Either way, Nexa yields 2 kills from that.
Nexa's been so good for G2.
Maybe it was the X-ray. I don't know. I thought he saw him. He didn't see him, and now he's dead. And maybe in his death there is a chance for G2. They need a lot here. How brazen does Hampus feel at these middle doors? G2 holding position as far as the B tunnels are concerned. Device in a forward position. I've seen him here before. 55 seconds. G2 can't make any errors here, despite the man advantage. Just waiting now. There's a short smoke from lower tunnel, and Hunter is picked up for free. A rare miss from Device, and still a chance at a man advantage for G2. 40 seconds on the clock. Bomb not spotted in the hands of Armanek. Top mid. Hampers with the AUG. It's going to get wrecked by Jax, leaving ZTR in a 1 versus 3 on the low ground in CT spawn. That makes it very awkward, but I don't think they know where he is. He hasn't fired a shot just yet.
No, he's the usual B player, and so maybe they're thinking that he's rotated off. Yeah, look at that. No fear from Nexa, just straight out. Okay. Makes you think that perhaps that the rotation came in from him, and so just boldly planting. No problem at all. I mean, this is going to be, as far as NiP are concerned, I think they go for this aggression just because they're so far ahead. So they have a few rounds to play with, right? You can go for a little bit more of an ambitious strategy, but this is going to force them into a weird situation in terms of money. Eco situation coming up here, double eco possibly for NIP. So it's going to let G2 start to get a little bit of a head of steam going for themselves. Really surprised by that miss by Device. He's usually so consistent at hitting those kinds of shots. I mean, that's right in his wheelhouse. Holding an angle like that, it's so incredibly rare to see him miss those kinds of shots. He's top fragging on the map right now with 24 kills. And Nico, dude, Nico 9 kills right now. We were talking about that on the desk and how unlikely it was for him to underperform to, you know, this is Dust2. This is supposed to be where Nico shines, and yet he is not having that impact for G2 right now.
Oh boy, that is a flick from Armanek. That's a wrist breaker right there. NIP suddenly poverty status. Device leaving that AWP money though. Not going for the full force buy. G2, 6 rounds behind, which may be 3 buys. That may be the more palatable way to focus on their comeback for the T side. Forcing the positions away from shorts. Will there be a rotation towards A with that presence? We can see Rez playing the blind spot. Blind spot will be coming after this match, of course. Okay, jumping Nico. Don't know if that was deliberate. Either way, the bomb site's been taken. That's the important thing, and they've got overwhelming numbers. Bomb planted towards double stack. Hold on a second. There is no bomb plant just yet. Device now in a 1 versus 3 with a scout and a Desert Eagle. And he is walking away. The map's upside down. He heads away from the B-bomb site.
Yeah, this is the one where you're going to back off and save. If you're a Device, this was a force buy from NIP, knowing that they were looking at double eco. They just went for it. And so they are going to be ecoing in the next round. So Device, you might as well hold on to the scout and see what you can get done with it. He was saving his money for the AWP as well, so he will be well prepared. Good on him to survive this. But I like that from G2, just straight out. I do like that they're also checking that spot. It's becoming more and more common to see players holding close left like that. And so Rez still able to get the kill on Nico, but it did not spell total disaster. They were checking it early, G2. They did not get fully caught off guard. Our producer's casually walking around with the trophy, wondering what's going on there. Beautiful trophy.
It's a good chance for G2 to make it to double figures here. Device has given his Desert Eagle to Hampus as he continues with the scout. And there'll be a takeoff long from G2. It's a good start. We can see there is presence on short from Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Looks like they weren't quite sure if they wanted to go for the short boost. Device thinking otherwise. Going to hold from Goose instead. And we'll get a little bit of a closer situation here for NIP on Catwalk. Wow! You kidding me? Rez gets that kill with a USP?
You have to respect it. You must. Oh, Hampus. Okay. Not like this, surely. Next up, Bomb Carrier, 31 HP, and Device is looking to do more damage.
Oh, Betty, two are tagged heavy. This is a winnable round now for NIP. Mac 10 on Plopsky, even a P250 on ZTR. Oh, there's a gap in the smoke! Are you kidding me? They have to use all 3 smokes just across.
The lurk smoke could invite some spray. Plopsky has to be careful here. And G2 have to be even more so. Armanek will be watching the smoke. Plopsky's spray will be punished. And the danger has come to a close. G2 closing in now on Ninjas in Pyjamas. And surely the pressure starting to rise on the latter. They have a buy here. A buy at 12.
Man, are they fortunate that they had an extra smoke to use their G2 to get across. If there's that gap, that is just a nightmare for G2 with 2 players low like that. But now we are going to get the buy round coming in from NIP, what they've saved for. It's not the best. You can see that they're limited on nades, having to go for a FAMAS. Default approach from G2, however, not quick out long. Just a little bit of early nade pressure here from Hunter towards B, and the rest of them are going to start clearing out mid. There's the flash, and Hampus. Too hesitant. Can't hesitate like that against Nico. He will take your head off.
It would seem that momentum is firmly in the hands of G2 in round 25.
I would agree with that assessment.
They've had deficits before. I don't think they'll be too concerned of pressure right now. A kill in CT spawn, and they head towards short for the usual take. But perhaps suggesting a mid to B play. There'll be a pop flash and a swing from Rez, and that may make the grenades even stronger. He heads towards the A-bomb site, however. So there will be a third man in position. Device by the car with the AWP. Hold on a second. We have a change in approach from G2, or do we? A few more grenades into mid, and ZTR will see that no one's really there. We've got one on the low ground, and Device will get deleted immediately. Rez has to respond. AWP losses a big frag for G2. Down goes Rez as well. Plopsky with the FAMAS may not have the range. 2 versus 4. Outmaneuvered and outfragged.
That's becoming more and more of a thing to get that guy dropping down to CT like that, just to change the angle of approach. Makes it more difficult to hold from that AWP for the reason you just saw. You can just get bopped. You're scoped up looking at catwalk, and that's exactly what your job is supposed to be as the opper, but you can just get taken out immediately if you're not careful. So 14-10, it's soon to be 14-11. G2. G2! Do we get the run back? Entirely possible here at ZCR. Dude, he's going to peek and he's going to die. Yep, he's going to peek and he's going to die. These are not confidence-building rounds for the ninjas right now. They thought that they had weapons, you know, that they thought that they had these sharp knives and swords and shurikens and whatnot, and they're all made out of rubber right now. As it turns out, they've misplaced
safety
real
weapons.
Ones. Yeah, they're just using practice weapons right now and wondering why they can't actually get the kill.
We did question if G2 had won enough rounds on their CT side, and right now you have to wonder. Looks like they may have, as they are firmly in control now on this T side. 4 rounds in a row. And again, both CT teams winning their pistol and the consecutive rounds, and we can see from both sides how important that is for them. As CT defense on Dust2 is often a struggle. Got a short smoke being lined up now.
It's a real rags or riches kind of situation, CT Dust2. Either everything works and you just feel like God and this is great, or you just feel like nothing ever works and this is the most T-sided map ever.
Device in the smoke will know that nobody is towards the short position. Of course, Rez is on short as well. But if they think it's long instead, then how do they position their guns? They've got a few seconds to do this. They also have 3 smoke grenades, ninjas in pyjamas, which they could potentially use to cause all kinds of variants on the A-bomb site. You can see Plopsky already waiting. He can expect a molly to come his way, as you have to clear that short plant position. Very explosive with a pistol in a round such as this. There's a lurk smoke delivered by Hampers, and he may look to creep through it with some spam. Hold on a second. We've got some damage being done here. More smokes to be deployed, but those are 2 important frags from Nico. 2 more on the high ground. Smokes up as well. Device dancing around them. Oh, ZTR through the smoke. This is chaos, but it's being cleaned up. Rez playing a Gandalf position. Bomb still needs to be planted. More smokes being posted up. 18 seconds to plant the bomb now. Does he have a look through? Hunter creeping through the corner, and he wins the duel. A scary one for G2, but they do survive.
That last smoke, I think, throws everything out of whack for Rez. If he could have just, if that smoke wasn't there and they are unaware of his position, he can wreak havoc. But even then, that is such a close round for G2 and IP. Well, now we get to see the real guns out here for them. Finally, after these rounds of eco, they are fully equipped. Kit on ZCR, nearly full nades. Device has the AWP, and this is it. The round that is going to decide this, it almost feels like, because if they lose this round, Nip, G2 are going to be very close to tying up this map. And that would be one of the craziest comebacks we've had all tournament long. So this is it now. Jack's going to get a little bit of help here from Nico. Start getting a little bit of map control towards Catwalk, clearing out the likely spots that Device would be playing from with that AWP. Unfortunately for the ninjas right now, at least, Device is playing B anchor with that op, along with ZZR. The bomb, however, is outside of long.
So we have Plopsky in the pit, and if they look to breach, well, Rez has no flashbangs, which means it's very difficult for him to support Plopsky. Those are crucial, that car player, to have the flashbangs for this situation. So how does Plopsky respond to this now? Starts off well, but goes down immediately. Rez trying to play on off angle, maybe going straight into the AWP. The lack of utility proving to be a problem, and that's the A site and maybe the round.
Just a thing of beauty, Bardolph. Just a thing of beauty, that take. The bait.
They don't know the MSR smoke into CT spawn. When you've got one smoke to cross, there is a lineup. It will expose you to the boost position, if you will.
To what? To elevator? To element?
Basically, you can where that little white mark is on the floor below the crosshair, like right there.
Okay.
You can stand there and line up on the wall to throw one smoke that goes into CT spawn to cover the cross.
Got it.
Essentially.
Okay.
So when you've only got that one smoke, you can find it on my YouTube, James Bardolph CS. the Dust2 playlist.
Well, there you go.
It's an essential smoke to know.
I love it. Oh, this is the bomb going off, and G2, this is now getting into worst case scenario situation for NIP. The territory, oh, the fadeaway shot. Device catches Nico in the last split second there, so just a little bit of damage being dealt to G2 economically, but they're fine. They can full buy, no worries at all. Plenty of money, as you guys can see. It's all on NIP, who have to go for MP9s and just... Yeah, they're actually going to go for an MP9, and this actually works out. Look at the nade count. So both of these teams actually pretty well equipped. Device going to take the AWP to long this time. Unfortunately for him, and nobody showing up for G2. We're back into the G2 default.
Oh, boy.
Dude, that HE, though,
it's
that's different.
It is a good start.
Do we get the Nexa flash through the doors again to set up the mid-take? Or is it Amanek who's going to provide that? Looks like it's Amanek. Flash.
Still Flames. It's just a cross, in fact, to head towards a short position, it seems. Into the waiting hands of Device. Playing an off angle, as we can see. Not wanting to get pre-fired, but Amanek has a flashbang. We'll see how good it is. There he goes, forced from his position. They're looking to charge. I think Device was considering a play towards CT spawn. Oh, my days. Absolutely annihilated by the AK-47. That leaves Plopsky with an MP9 on long. Not much he can do, but try to hold on to long. Hold on a second. He's heading towards the bomb site. There are smokes up, and he's going to progress. The HG grenades for the bomb plot. There's one. But everyone is still alive. A 4 versus 5 retake. Plopsky swinging with the MP9. Spots one by Gandalf. Not really any grenades to force them from their position. Awkward fights across the board as they look to swarm on the site. They're all here. All of them are here. And Jax is in the smoke. How many kills can he get from this? They're lining up for it. Not quite 2, though. Hunter suddenly 1 versus 2. They don't know where he is. Plopsky on the bomb with the fuse kit. And Rez, of course, delivers a very crucial frag.
I absolutely adore this. I can hear everybody, all the analysts just going nuts in the blind spot right now. Watching these rounds, dude. Round after round, I just hear them howling back there. This is great. What a map. And G2, they have money to go, so we can get overtime here. It can just keep going now between these two teams, and that's what I want to see. I want to just see them go the distance now. This retake from NIP, you can see there's the pop-off, and there is definitely a lot of frustration getting shown by Nexa.
After such a long comeback. 6 rounds in a row from G2, just 2 rounds away now. Hampus announces an AWP. Will G2 expect another one? They probably think that's Device.
How much health did that guy have that Jax was taking a fight with? The second kill that he failed to get there, that is outrageous how close it was. The margins, what a play from him, and it just did not go well enough.
Just takes the 1 round.
This is it. Do Nip have what it takes? Plopsky. This push. Nexa is definitely ready for this kind of aggression, though. But it may be that just Plopsky gets left behind over here to secure this, and Hampus can rotate back to Car, which is where you should expect to see the AWP. Bomb could still go mid in this situation. Hunter trying to cause as much of a commotion as possible, trying to lock this defense towards the B site. But this is going to be a push onto the A site, and Hampus is nowhere near. Hampus is completely out of position.
Everybody, yeah, they're completely out of position on this A bomb site. Hampus in no man's land has to fall back towards long. This will be key for any kind of retake for Ninjas in Pyjamas, but they still have 2 players on the B bomb site, so they may save for that final round.
This is going to go save.
Yeah, they lost position, and fair enough, they'll look to hold on to all these weapons.
That's what's really nice about what Jax is doing. When you throw yourself down there, the point man, you throw yourself down, either you can take the fight with the op at Car, or you can look towards CT, and that's what happens. Rez, he doesn't know which way to look at that point, and he just dies. So Jack's providing so much value. Throwing himself in first. He can pull the crosshair down of that AWP. He can definitely create a lot of commotion. You saw the value there. Nice shot from Device. Has to be careful about repeaking, though. They cannot afford to lose these AWPs. But NIP with the double op setup, and they went aggressive longhouse, and it just did not work. And Hampus is going to be kicking himself that he wasn't playing Car to at least put up a fight on that angle. Although, you know, it was Device who faced Jax doing that jump last time. If Hampus was there, odds are he gets caught the same way that Device did. But that was a beautiful round there.
Device is so smooth the way he sweeps from angle to angle. I think some other snipers will look for the usual spots, but he just consistently sweeps from one to the other and then delivers as well. Well then, Device will be towards long on this occasion, and it will be, well, we've got 2 players towards B, including Hampus with the AWP. Only requires 1 mistake from G2. The HE's being deployed as well. Oh, that's chunks. Some flicks as well. They've got support flashbangs as G2. They're just stuck in the choke point. They're neither here nor there. But Hunter is happy from his position, or is he? They win the duels now. They can't give up the 1v1s, NIP. They've got to go together. We've got Device rotating towards the tunnel. Rez and Plopsky on the outside. Plopsky has a Molotov to try and stop a bomb plant. There is one from the T's as well. They plant that bomb. 4 versus 3. Device looking for flanks, but Armanex, his angle is so tight. How does it Device possibly come out of this one? Oh, the swing hits the backpack, complete with, that's not a hitbox. I can't believe it. 3 on 3 now, and Device has position by Big Box. There goes the Molotov, and there goes Rez's face. Device creeping in now. It's got more angles, but nobody's showing Plopsky. This is so clutch. Device takes out Nico Hunter. 1 versus 2. The last round, they can't do it. There's a kit for NIP as well. All the rounds, and Ninjas in Pyjamas with that final one after a big struggle in the second half. Take it 16-14. What a slobber knocker.
What a map. The last time, 16-12, NIP, they let it get a little closer this time, but again, they win Dust2 against G2. And yes, the frustration clear for G2. It was within their grasp to hold this, and Amanek is, that shot on Device is going to be haunting his dreams for a long while yet to come here. That is unreal how that retake plays out. You have to think that that is overtime. You have to think that that's going to overtime.